Good day to you all. So today we are going to be talking about the digestive system. So the digestive system has four main components. First is the gastrointestinal tract, the pancreas, gallbladder, and liver, enzymes, hormones, nerves, and blood, and the mesentery. So the gastrointestinal tract transports food, while the pancreas, gallbladder, and liver break down food by producing enzymes and special juices. So the enzymes, hormones, nerves, and blood break down food, modulate digestive processes, and transports nutrients, while the mesentery is a large tissue that serves as a support and positions all of the digestive organs in the abdomen and helps in the functioning of the abdominal digestive organs. The digestive system involves in breaking down the food source to simpler forms or to its monomer forms for easier absorption, since cells can only work with materials in its simplest form, and to build or repair tissues using the absorbed nutrients. Now, there are different factors that affect the metabolic rate in the digestive system. First is the animal body temperature regulation, next is size, then physiological state. In the animal and body temperature regulation, birds and mammals need to maintain a certain temperature to maintain homeostasis, thus having a higher metabolic rate due to the higher need of energy. Smaller animals lose temperature faster compared to larger animals, thus constant food intake is required for energy and to maintain a constant temperature. Thus, smaller animals have higher metabolic rate. Younger animals require more energy and food to grow compared to those who have matured. Therefore, younger animals have higher metabolic rate compared to those who have already matured. Now let's head over to the digestive processes. So it starts off with the mouth, wherein the salivary glands starts production of saliva to anticipate the arrival of the incoming food. So as food enters the mouth, chewing commences and mixes saliva and chewed food and turns it into a moist lump called a bolus. Starch begins to break down because of the enzyme present in the saliva called the salivary amylase, which breaks down the amylose, a sugar present in starch. By converting the food into bolus, surface area for absorption and digestion is increased. Food is then transferred to the esophagus to be transported to the stomach in the process called peristalsis, which is triggered by the nerves in the esophageal tissue sensing the bolus and contracts and relaxes muscles in the esophagus to transport the bolus to the stomach. Muscles in the stomach then breaks down the bolus into smaller chunks to further increase the surface area for digesting the food. Gastric acid is then produced to digest the proteins present in the bolus, then alerts the pancreas, liver, and gallbladder to produce digestive juices and transports bile, which digests fat, in preparation for the next stage. The bolus is digested in the stomach for 3 hours and turns into a frothy liquid called chyme, and is moved into the small intestine in preparation for the next stage. Bile is secreted from the gallbladder to the chyme in the first part of the small intestine called the duodenum, wherein fats are digested and broken down into fatty acids and glycerol for easier absorption. In the next step, enzymes which breaks down proteins into amino acids and carbohydrates into glucose are secreted in the lower section of the small intestine called the jejunum and the ileum, which have millions of tiny villi to maximize nutrient absorption and transference into the bloodstream, wherein the nutrients absorbed will be fed to the cells of the body to build more tissues and for other functions. Undigested food like fiber, together with water and dead cells, are then transported to the large intestine. Most of the fluids are absorbed in the large intestine, and what remains is now a soft, mushy solid called a stool, and is squeezed out to the rectum in preparation for excretion through the anal sphincter. As we absorb sugar through digestion, to avoid any abnormal sugar levels, the pancreas secretes the hormones insulin to reduce sugar levels by signaling the cells to absorb glucose in the blood and glucagon to release glucose from the cells.